Everyone, welcome again to the Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. If this is your first time, go to my website www.dimoraministry.com, and once you're there, you just scroll down. You'll see the news that I'm talking about today, and you could read for yourself all the news. When you get to the link, just click the link and there it is. And what I'm going to be covering right now is the prophecy in 1 Timothy chapter 4 verses 1 through 4, where Timothy gives a warning from Jesus Christ about the last days. People will move away from true doctrine. People will not follow what the apostles were taught by Jesus Christ. And it says, the Spirit clearly says that in the latter times, which means the last days, that some will abandon the faith and follow deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. Such teachings come through hypocritical liars, which conscience have been seared with a hot iron. And it goes on, but this is the main part that I want to focus on, is these people who are coming with this false doctrine. Now when you read Revelation chapter 17 1 through 5, you'll see Jesus warning about a false church that will be put together in the last days. This false church is going to be of believers who did not follow the sound doctrine that God gave us through his son Jesus Christ, and they're going to abandon the true or sound doctrine, as Timothy outlines for us in his writings. And they're going to go through all these strange teachings that they're going to flock to. Now, when the rapture takes place, this false church who did not follow the sound doctrine will be catapulted into the tribulation period to face the Antichrist, but they won't even know it. They're going to think that they're hooked up with this man to the hip, and that he's taking care of them, so to speak. And this will be the case for 3.5 years. And then 3.5 years later, into the 7-year period, exactly 1/2 of that 7-year period, the Antichrist is even going to turn on this false church and tell everybody he's going to kill everybody unless they worship him as God. So if you think that you're going to be safe, and this new religion that's coming together now through many assets, or many facets, I'm sorry to say, but it is actually happening, and there's many movements. One of the movements is this interfaith movement, and this is where leaders from all over the world, from different religions, are coming together to melt into one interfaith religion, combining all their religions. And this is a melting pot, bringing all the doctrines from all the religions together. And it is very, very dangerous, because this is where you lose the sound doctrine that Christ said that they were going to lose during the last days, and we're seeing it happen. Now when you scroll down, when you're at my website and you scroll down, you'll see a scripture there that is 1 Corinthians chapter 12 31 through 30, or actually it's chapter 12 verse 31 through chapter 13 verses to 8. And it tells us that without love, without actual love, you don't have a faith that's any good whatsoever. Okay, none. Just read the scripture, you'll see what I'm talking about, just for time's sake. It's right there. Without the love. Now, there's many religions that are void of this love, and we know that it's a non-religion, not a religion, or it is a religion, but it's not a relationship with the true Jesus Christ, who says that love is the way that's going to change the earth. And by the demonstration of his love for us on the cross, he changed the course of the entire world in history, just by that sacrifice, that love that he poured out for people who hated him. He didn't go out to kill them, even though that they didn't believe what he was saying. He loved them. He prayed for him. You won't find violence anywhere in Jesus Christ. When he came, and nobody could do anything better for a person but to lay down their own life for you, and that's exactly what Jesus did. Now when you look at the news, it says a new interfaith forum is officially launched on the 17th of July 2010. The group, which compromises Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, have all set up to break down stereotypes and to try to live in harmony. The idea from the forum began when the Muslim Friday prayer group started meeting in the church hall in the country town. The multicultural community fun day at the Shrewsbury United Reformed Church will celebrate the launch of the group. Well, I'm glad that they're getting together and maybe they can live in peace, but when you start putting their doctrines together under the guidelines of harmony, then you start to creep into exactly what Christ said was going to happen. Now, the doctrines that they're coming, when you really look at the doctrines, let's center on the Muslims, for example. They have doctrines that they say they're peaceful people, but if you actually read the Quran shows you that you cannot live in harmony, real harmony, with infidel. And they try to whitewash this to try to say that, you know, we're moderate people, but if they're really following the Quran, then they have to do what the Quran says. And what does the Quran say? The Quran, when you scroll down, what I did for you is I put up a whole list of different things saying that you have to kill infidels, you have to kill people who don't believe you. And if they say that you don't have to follow the Quran and we don't follow that, then they're really not practicing the true Islam as it is in the Quran. Now you can try to, like I said, whitewash it, but it's right there. And what I do, I set the quotes from the Quran, and I suggest you take a look at those quotes, because after you look at all those quotes, you'll understand that there is the love is not there. You can't tell your brother I love you and then say I'm going to cut your head off because you don't worship Allah. But this is in effect what we're seeing in the Middle East, and it's going to spread. And don't be surprised that in the book of Revelation in chapter 20 verse 4 it says they cut your head off, because what we believe is going to happen is the Muslim religion will grow, and it will be the predominant religion during the tribulation period. As a matter of fact, when you read my book, you'll see pointed to the Antichrist being a Muslim man coming from the revived Roman Empire, and that will be explained. I'm not going to explain it here at this post today, but it is explained. So you really need to pay attention. Here's another one. Florida atheists sue over prayers in a city meeting. Now when you read this article, you'll see that the city council went to have a meeting and they prayed. Well, these atheists didn't like it, so they're suing them. And we're seeing this all over the place. In courts, in schools, it's all over. And this is the modern day spiritual warfare that Paul talked about. And it is happening. And these people are atheists. We have people who are changing doctrines, people who have worshiping, other gods, and either you accept what Christ said or you deny it. And if you deny it, you end up in a tribulation. If you accept it and accept Jesus, you're free. You go into heaven instead of going into the tribulation. And it's your choice. So just pay attention to detail of what he's saying, because that's important. Now, if it's proven that the things that you're saying are not coming to pass, then you would have a case. But in this case, every single prophecy that the Lord has given to us and said, you will see this, is happening. And that's irrefutable. So just scroll down and we're going to finish today's post for July 15, 2009.